2nd. It is, and Is It Just Me Friday, giving you a chance to, just get stuff off your chest, heading off into the weekend, stuff that you've listened to, watched, read, picked up on this week that you want to get out to us and all the other fellow listeners. RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Give it to us in the form of, is it just me? And we want plenty of opinion, humor, snark, and away we go. Bo Nix yesterday talking about where he thinks the Broncos are in that progression to finding an offensive identity.
Well, I think with, you look at our offseason acquisitions, the guys that we got, we're still trying to fit them into our scheme, find out, where we are as a team. But, we still have an identity up front. They're going to keep the guys off of me. We're going to be able to, not stay in long yardage because of sacks. We're going to complete passes. Cortland's going to have good games. And, those other guys, as they continue to grow, they're going to find their rhythm. And I'm going to continue, after, just 20-something games I've played, going to continue to get better and better and see things well. And then, we're going to continue to find the rhythm and the plays that we like, the scheme that we want to fall back on. But it takes about 3 or 4 weeks. Each season you're always looking around unless you have the same exact team with the same exact coaches. And even with an identity, it's important to have. It's important to use and be able to fall back on that. But the defense also knows what you're good at. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to change a little bit, year by year, game by game.
And I think that we have to remember something too. Okay, they're 1-2, sure, but do you realize that they have not trailed in the fourth quarter of these last 2 games until literally at the end of the game?
Yeah, they haven't trailed in the fourth quarter all year.
Right.
Yeah, I know that.
So they're there. They are that close, and it still goes down as a loss. You are what your record says you are, all that. But, I mean, they just went out on the road against 2 3-0 teams and got walked off at the buzzer. Okay? So, and it speaks to, I think, how optimistic Broncos country is about this team, that, boy, the scrutiny surrounding this team is intense right now. I mean, I don't know if there's another team in the NFL that's getting the kind of hyper-aggressive critique from their fans that Broncos country's tossing out right now. So it's a demanding fan base. It's a fan base that's very, very hungry after, almost a decade of being irrelevant. And they're pushing, man. They are pushing. And, the Broncos are close, but you got to find a way to get over the hump.
Yeah. As a coach, as a player, you want to try to stay positive, right? I mean, coaches are going to bring up some of the positive things because that right now, especially offensively, this group is not doing what they need to be doing. I can't lie, Mike. I'm concerned about this offense. I'm very concerned. In training camp, I noticed that when they would go 7-on-7, it looked good. And we talked about it. And I brought it up during camp. And you all of a sudden you got the team drills, and the passing game looked out of sorts. Didn't look clean. Didn't look crisp. And so that was concerning during camp. And now we fast forward to the season, and they just look off. I don't like the excuse of, well, it's early. The 3-4 weeks, it just takes you a little time to get going. A lot of these guys were here last year. You look at this offensive line. You look at Bo, Cortland, Troy Franklin, tight ends, besides Ingram. I mean, you're always going to have a couple changes at least, and that's all the Broncos really have had. So there's a concern level there that with the negative plays, putting themselves in these tough situations, that all of a sudden it's just going to get fixed. I don't know if it's just going to get fixed. I don't know if they have
by group by group
the guys to go out there
and play
consistent enough football.
Do you like this, by and large, do you like this offensive line? Compared to maybe what you see around the rest of the league?
Yes, but they should be playing better.
Okay.
They should be better, and they're
not. Do you
not.
like the new look running back room with J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like this receiver group?
Yes.
I'm not even going to ask you about the tight ends. All right, do you like the tight end group?
No.
Okay. So there you go. There's your offense. Do you like
I like Evan Ingram in the passing game, but overall,
We haven't seen it yet.
Right. Thank you.
You like the potential of it. Do you like Sean Payton's offense? Do you like Sean Payton as a play caller?
Yes.
Then there were a lot of yeses there about what you think this offense is capable of and the people that are playing there in the position groups. So where does your concern? I mean, what is it go? If you go back to what you saw during the preseason practices, all that into the first 3 games, then what's holding it back? Come on, say it. Say it.
What's holding it back?
Holding it back?
Wait, they're not going out there and executing and getting the job. There's too many negative plays. It's one guy or the other. Drop pass here, a penalty here, a missed block here. I mean, that's what it is. Guys aren't breaking a tackle here or there. Guys slip. It's one thing or the other. And so do I like, when you ask me, do I like them? And I say yes. That doesn't mean that they are all pros, right? I mean, I like our receiver group, but tell me who the all-pro is. Tell me who the top 5 receiver is. Cortland Sutton, I like Cortland Sutton. And then you got a bunch of young guys that we're counting on. So rank that wide receiver room in the NFL. Where would you put this room in the NFL?
Well, as a proven group, low. I mean, really low. But I do like the potential of this group. But see, you didn't answer my question.
Well, what do you want me to say, Bo?
Bo.
I know what you want me to say.
I
know what you want me to say.
Because here's you, and this is something that kind of aggravates me over the last week or 2 weeks is that we don't hesitate, and we haven't hesitated over the last 8-9 years to go on and on and on about the importance of the quarterback and hyper analyze and scrutinize the quarterback. And then when you see what's gone on the last couple of weeks, there seems to be an effort to go out and absolve or make excuses for or kind of conveniently forget, the importance of the quarterback.
Well, no.
You can't have it both ways. You
Mike.
can't go on and on and on about how important the quarterback is as a football fan, and then when these last couple of weeks go the way that they have, kind of shy away from going after the quarterback. Come on, the quarterback is, and I get what you're saying. It's never going to be perfect with all these other position groups, but what are the great quarterbacks? What are the elite quarterbacks? What are the above-average quarterbacks supposed to do? They're erasers, right? They erase mistakes. They cover warts. That's what the great quarterbacks do, and
we don't have a great one right now, Mike.
I'm not expecting him to be great, but when we talk about the evaluation of Bo, and all we can do is go week by week and go by what we're seeing when we evaluate. That's all we can do. We can just evaluate by what we're seeing, and let's face it, in terms of what he needs to go to get to that level, man, he's a long way away. And I think we have to be, big boys and girls about this and understand, Bo's got to be a heck of a lot better. A heck of a, and we can't be all about the quarterback positions, all this and all that, and then the moment we're not seeing the results we want to see from our quarterback, start making excuses by saying, well, there's 11 guys out there, and everybody's got to be doing their job. You know what? I don't want to hear that.
We're holding Bo accountable, Mike.
Are we?
Yes.
Are we?
We're holding Bo accountable.
Are we?
Okay. But it's not just on Bo. All of a sudden you're starting to say, you're starting to put him in the category of the guys that have gotten paid $50 million, that the guys are, you're putting them in the Mahomes and the Josh Allen erasers. I mean, like, whoa, this guy is still a young quarterback, still developing. So, no one's giving him a free pass. Who gave him a free pass this week? No one. I mean, you just went on this epic rant, Zach Bye style, for out of the blue for no reason, screaming at the clouds, making up things in your head just because you wanted to get mad. Bo, he has his fair share of criticism here. Of course, he does, but not all of it. Not all of it. Guys around him have to play better also. So this is everyone. I look up and it's Troutman a couple plays, and then it's Miners whiffing a block, then it's McGlinchey, and then it's, this guy dropping a pass, and Bo misses a couple guys, and this running back slips on a screen play that could have gone, the distance. And, so it's one guy or the next, and your quarterback right now is not good enough to overcome those things. Is that fair?
Yes.